I want to show you a really cool thing to use that actually is probably my favorite tool in terms of making shapes, and it's the Pathfinder tool. So to find that, go to Window, Pathfinder, and bring this up. And you can see it has all these options. So we're not going to go over all of them. I'm just going to focus on, for the very first one, the Unite option, which is this one right here. So if I hover over it, says Unite. So here's how this works. I'm going to draw a shape, like an ellipse, right? And let's say I want to make like a peanut shape. Watch this. I'm going to option drag and grab this, and I think I'll make this one a slight bit bigger, so it's kind of like almost like an 8. And check this out. If I take both of these shapes and I select them, and then I click Unite, now I have a new shape. And what's nice about this too is if I want to, I can always go back later, and if I want to modify it, well, you know, I'll make a snowman. So there we go. So if I want to do that and then click, now I've got a snowman. And that would have been really hard to draw, say for example, using the pencil tool or the pen tool, but with Pathfinder it's a lot easier. And you know, the cool thing with this is you can use this to create shapes like found in nature. So for example, here's a circle. I'm going to grab the star tool, and I think I'm going to give it, I don't know, 12 points. There it is. And shrink this down so that the star is sitting inside the circle like this. Okay. And now I grab both of these and I hit Unite. And now it's like I have this weird kind of like sea urchin like thing. You know, so the trick here is just to kind of play around with this idea a little bit and see what you can come up with that might be of interest. So again, sometimes it's nice to combine several of the same shapes together and you can get something very interesting that you wouldn't have expected. Or sometimes it's nice to combine two completely different shapes together and just see what you come up with that works for you for this particular, oops, 0.5. Whoa, that's big. Okay, that's a little bit too big for what I need. But you get the idea. So make 4 shapes that use this, and you again, you can modify it as much as you want to. So if you want to just kind of make something and say that looks cool and keep adding on to it, you totally can. And just see what you end up with. Okay, so that is the join tool for the Pathfinder. The one at the minus front option, it's pretty much the same thing, only it literally matters which one's in front. So for example, if I take this and I make this shape, right, and I make a rectangle shape, so it's hard to tell because I have no fill, so I'm going to grab both of these and give them both a fill. So now if I take this, you can see that the rectangle is in front of the circle. So if I grab the circle and say Object, Arrange, Bring to Front, now the circle's in front of the rectangle or the square. So if I move this in and then I go to this one, which is minus front, that's my new shape. Pretty cool. You know, and again, like if I decide to, I can always go back and modify this more. This is kind of going to be a crazy shape if I do something like this, but modify this more after the fact. So it's really up to you to figure out how you might want to use this to create kind of a complex image, but what matters is what's in front. So whatever's in front is what's going to be subtracted from the shape. Oops, that's the wrong one. That was Unite. And what I'm asking you to do is to create at least 4 shapes using this technique. And again, you can add and subtract as much as you'd like to that. So that's the 2 Pathfinder options I'm going to make available to you.